While a state trooper was stopping to help a crashed vehicle, a pair of thugs pointed a gun at his head in a bid to execute him. However, as soon as they pulled the trigger to end his life, they witnessed an unexpected miracle. While Minnesota State Patrol Trooper Mark Peterson was arresting Dominique Morris Creighton, top inset who claims to be a sovereign member of the Moorish Nation of Islam, Melody Victoria Gray, bottom inset, attempted to shoot the officer in the head only to witness nothing short of a miracle. Photo credit, Moorhead Police Department, Minnesota State Patrol, Facebook. Although law enforcement officers are constantly risking life and limb to protect law-abiding citizens from dangerous criminals, the liberal media uses a broad brush to paint them all as racist, bloodthirsty savages hell-bent on murdering blacks. The reality is that most of these men and women are merely trying to do their job and make it home to the families each night. Unfortunately, not all officers come home at the end of the shift. Thanks to the left's divisive identity politicking and the relentless effort to dehumanize law enforcement officials, evil individuals are feeling more empowered than ever to assassinate police officers without a second thought. After stopping to help the inhabitants of a crashed vehicle on March 5, Minnesota State Patrol (MSP) Trooper Mark Peterson encountered a chilling fate that's undoubtedly every officer's worst nightmare. While trying to assist Melody Victoria Gray and her 29-year-old passenger, later identified as Dominique Morris Creighton, the trooper discovered that the damaged car was registered as a stolen vehicle and that the pair were wanted for other criminal activity. When Peterson returned to his patrol car, Gray and Creighton exited the vehicle in an attempt to flee, only to be stopped by the trooper. As the trooper handcuffed Creighton, Gray approached him and pointed a 9mm handgun at his head, pulling the trigger in a bid to savagely execute him. What happened next could only be described as a miracle. NPR News reports that Gray's gun failed to fire, giving Peterson the split seconds he needed to pull Creighton behind his patrol car as a barrier and grab his firearm. Gray then chambered another round, raising her weapon to fire again at Peterson. Just before she could pull the trigger once again, Peterson fired at Gray, hitting her in her right arm. As the trooper attempted to handcuff Creighton, the woman stepped out of the car from the driver's seat holding a 9mm handgun, her arm extended. She held the gun to the head area of the trooper and appeared to pull the trigger. The gun, however, did not discharge. Peterson managed to apprehend and arrest Creighton before several other officers arrived to capture Gray, who had collapsed from her wound in a nearby field. She had reportedly dropped her firearm when the bullet from Peterson's gun penetrated her arm. Gray has been charged with attempted murder, receiving stolen property, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. She also has an active warrant in Wisconsin for kidnapping and being a felon in charge of possession of a firearm. She currently resides in a hospital in Fargo, North Dakota, where she is being treated for her gunshot wound. Creighton was charged with damage to property for kicking out a squad car window while in police custody, receiving stolen property, giving police a false name, and obstructing the legal process, according to Blue Lives Matter. He also has a warrant out of Wisconsin for kidnapping, human trafficking, UAL assault, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. Perhaps the most bizarre aspect of the incident occurred in the courtroom on March 7. During his legal proceedings, Creighton insisted that he has changed his name to Donald Morell in accordance with his Islamic beliefs. "I'm not that person. That person is dead," he repeatedly told the court, according to the West Fargo Pioneer. "You can't be dealing with a person who is not here." Creighton told the court that he believed he is competent to represent himself in a trial and proclaimed that he is a member of the Moorish Nation of Islam, a religious organization based on the unfounded premise that black Americans are descendants of the Moorish Empire of Muslims. He argued that since he belongs to this special interest group, he is a sovereign citizen who cannot be tried by American law. "How can your society represent me?" Creighton asked the judge, according to the West Fargo Pioneer. "I'm of a sovereign nation. How can I conduct business with you?" When he realized that the court wasn't buying his inane ramblings, Creighton panicked, claiming that his arrest was equivalent to kidnapping. "Somebody abducted me," he proclaimed to the court. "Somebody kidnapped me." Creighton's next court hearing is scheduled for March 16. He remains in police custody with a $180,000 total bond. It is unclear when Gray will enter the courtroom since she is still receiving treatment for her injury. Trooper Mark Peterson is incredibly fortunate not to end up like so many other brave law enforcement officers who have stared down the barrel of a criminal's firearm. Thanks to his unbelievable courage and quick thinking, 2 more dangerous thugs are off the streets. Follow us on Facebook, Gab.